Well, first of all, I have to thank the Honorable Prime Minister for at least acknowledging that concerts can bring in a lot of tourism, a lot of money to the state, to the country. If I go back in 1996, we brought Michael Jackson to India. The Coldplay concert was, executed beautifully. My appeal, right, to the government of India and to all the states and everybody, we have to build a little better infrastructure. We do not have structured arenas in our country. If you look at Abu Dhabi, right? Abu Dhabi has an arena called the Etihad Arena. It was a very different era to what it's now. We got a call from Angelina Jolie's agent saying that, she would like to attend this Bollywood awards, right? So we said we were more than happy. Every city we go to, we open up India there. We did a deal with Rakesh Roshan and Singapore Tourism Board, where the Singapore Tourism Board paid $1 million to Rakesh Roshan to shoot there.
Then just staying with Michael Jackson, what were some of the backstage demands made by MJ's team?
The demands were very minimalistic. He wanted to meet Mother Teresa. The fact that we made him speak in Hindi when we met him, Main Hindustan aa raha hoon. When it comes to Amir Khan, I think the closest he's got to any awards is IIFA. He should probably reconsider. We are launching our digital awards on the first day today on 9th. Karina is doing a tribute to Raj Kapoor.
Andre, welcome to CNN News 18.
Thank you so much, my friend Vishal.
Thank you. Andre, you are, of course, the co founder of IIFA with a distinguished history of organizing live events and concerts that have left a significant mark on the entertainment industry. The International Indian Film Academy Awards, or IIFA as it's popularly known, will be celebrating its silver jubilee later this year in March. So many congratulations. We are looking forward to
Thank you
the
very
award
much.
in Jaipur. But how would you like to describe this 25 years of keeping the IIFA flame alive?
First of all, Vishal, thank you so much for getting me on the show. Um, while we were talking about the 25 years of the IFAs, as it's popularly known globally amongst the world and global Asians around the world, we never knew that we would actually complete 25 years. It's like as if we have started yesterday, you know. But while we are talking about 25 years, what brings back my memories is that when we actually conceived this in the year 2000, and we remember we said, listen, we need to do something. And at that time, there were, as you know, India's popular with two things. One is cricket and Bollywood, right? So the idea was, what do we take abroad? We always knew that we wanted to take IP, do something abroad. And we chose cinema because cinema is all about stories. It's all about connection. It's all about emotions. It's all about, talking through cinema, talking to your audience, talking to your people, and bringing out these social messages. And so, the idea was we always thought, how do we take our stars closer to the second and third generation internationally? And that was the whole idea of actually conceptualizing this. And to be frank with you, when we actually did it in 2000, we had no idea whether this is going to continue or not.
Wow.
And I remember when we went to London and we did it, it was by invitation in the Millennium Dome for 2,000 people only. And we had invited the who's who, the Hindujas, the Mittals, and the Agarwals, and the Loyas, you name all the top business people. And, at that time, nobody knew us so well. We were just kind of putting that show together. Of course, from the industry, we had Yes Johar, David Dhawan, Ramesh Sippy, JP Datta. Amitabh Bachchan was the, flag bearer at that time. If you remember, he had just signed IFA and also had just taken on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Yes.
KBC, right? Okay. And I remember doing a press conference at that time. They were saying, who can you bring? And that's the time we bought Yukta Mukhi because she was the Miss World.
Yes.
So we bought the Miss World along with Amitabh Bachchan, did a press conference there. And that's the time we understood the power of cinema because we were on the hour on practically all the news channels and everybody was talking about it. And of course, London was a great success because we had people like Lata Mangeshkar, Sunil Dutt, Dilip Saab, Shah Rukh, and everybody at that time. It was more holiday, it's more
Yeah,
going to London for 2 days, having fun with the industry. But and I remember we got a call from Angelina Jolie's agent saying that she would like to attend this Bollywood awards, right? So we said we were more than happy. She had just won Best Actress award in 2000. So we got Angelina Jolie, Jackie Chan, Tora Birch. We tied up with the BAFTAs. So it was a great experience, and actually, London it kind of became so popular within the event that we decided, okay, why don't we go to places where there's a lot of either casinos, party, because that time the stars, it was a very different era to what it's now, basically. And that's when we kind of then started working with Sun City, and we started working with Genting. And the model worked, where we would go to a country. We did not know the power of cinema. We did not know the power of tourism, the power of India, you know what I mean? But as we grew and as the event kept growing, in the year 2004, Singapore was the place where we actually got to know that, listen, the power of the soft power is there from India. Everybody wants a piece of India. And that's when we established ourselves in Singapore, and we knew that this brings in a lot of economics, tourism, culture, co-productions. And when we did Singapore, Vishal, it was the first time that we did a deal with Rakesh Roshan and Singapore Tourism Board, where the Singapore Tourism Board paid $1 million to Rakesh Roshan to shoot there for 30 days for
wow,
Krish. So
wow.
that was the I think stepping stone of IIFA getting established. I think in 2004, and God is kind. The industry supported us. Our partners have supported us. So we are 25 years, and what better to start our journey of 25 years from India, because it's an Indian IP. It's a homegrown brand. Our Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, wants Indian brands to go global. And that's exactly what we're doing for 25 years. Not everybody knows that actually when we go to different countries, we've been to 14 cities around the world, right? But every city we go to, we open up India there.
Nice, yes.
Whether it is business, whether it is cinema, whether it is airlines, there's so many small stories that we can tell you that actually we've been carrying the Indian flag from a tourism culture perspective through soft power, through cinema, to the world. So I think 25 years is a great start to start with Jaipur, Rajasthan. We're also doing another celebration in August in London, a 2-day festival there in London. And so we're very excited about bringing back IFA to India and having it in Jaipur. What more?
I have many questions about IFA, but first, I really want to hear your thoughts about India's booming concert economy. Prime Minister Narendra Modi recently highlighted the fabulous pictures from Coldplay concerts in Mumbai and Ahmedabad, and mentioned that India has a massive potential for live concerts. Now, Wizcraft has been the pioneer of live events, whether it's award or concerts. What are your views on this mega push by country's PM?
Well, first of all, I have to thank the Honorable Prime Minister for at least acknowledging that, concerts can bring in a lot of tourism, a lot of money to the state, to the country. And I think, it's taken us several years. If I go back in 1996, we brought Michael Jackson to India,
Yes,
right? Which was still, I think till date, it's the best show India's ever seen to the world, right? Okay. And then after that, we done several shows, whether it was, Deep Purple, Dinah King, Apache Indian, Bali Sagu, a lot of shows we did. And the biggest show after Michael Jackson was the Global Citizen Festival we
yes.
did in India, in Mumbai, where we had Coldplay, we had Jay-Z, we had Demi Lovato, Amitabh, Shah Rukh, and the entire Bollywood fraternity. 86,000 people there, right? Okay, of course, that was more for a cause, right? For the where we gave out almost 60,000 tickets free for call of action, right? In supporting the UN goals, right? But coming back to what the Prime Minister said today, I'm extremely happy that that is now caught the imagination that what can actually happen, because if you look at Taylor Swift, turned around something like 18,000 crores in ticket sales.
Yes.
Okay, in a I think 170, 180 concerts around the world. So what you saw with Chris Martin and Coldplay in India between Mumbai and Ahmedabad, it showed that people in India have the bandwidth, the money power to go out. They want entertainment, but they want quality entertainment, right? Okay, and I have to say the Coldplay concert was executed beautifully, and people had a great experience, and that's good for us because then more talent will come in. The other players in the business that are there, like Ed Sheeran's coming in also, so it's good for us. And I can see the only thing that my appeal, right, to the government of India and to all the states and everybody, we have to build a little better infrastructure. We have great stadiums for cricket, right? Okay, we have built great stadiums for football. We need to build arenas, covered arenas. As you say, as you know abroad, that the arenas for 20,000, 40,000. We do not have structured arenas in our country, because that's extremely important, because ultimately it's all about safety, it's about healthcare. You know what I mean? When you're bringing in, let's say, 100,000 people, you have to make sure they have a great experience. So I feel that time has come now that we need to, on an urgent basis, get some arenas up, whether it's private partnerships with government, you know what I mean? Or whether it means the existing stadiums, which are not being used too much by the governments, they can actually give it out, where people can take it for, let's say, 60 years, 90 years, and bring in programming. For example, just to give you a small idea, if you look at Abu Dhabi, right? Abu Dhabi has an arena called the Etihad Arena.
Right. Right.
They program approximately roughly about 80 to 100 events in that arena. It's about 16, 17,000 plus people. So across the arena, they have about something like about 50 restaurants, right? Bars, restaurants. They have hotels there, right? It's practically doing about 95% occupancy.
Wow.
So you can imagine the impact. And they're doing various shows. They're doing concerts. They're doing Formula One. They're doing Peppa Pig. They're doing Lion King, right? So the idea here is that I think India is the right place for people to come here, because not only about their music or YouTube, it's also about their merchandising, because they can make massive amount of money on merchandising. If you look at Taylor Swift, she's made more money on merchandising than ticket sales. So it's important that we build this infrastructure for global entertainment to come to India, because India, everybody wants to come to India.
Yeah. Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad has a capacity of over 1 lakh people. Considering the size of our city's population, do you think we need larger, bigger venues for concerts, like bigger arenas?
I think the Narendra Modi Stadium is something we inaugurated. We did the opening there when our honorable Prime Minister and Trump had visited that time, right? And that's the time I experienced the stadium. It's a beautiful stadium, right? Okay, but however, what we require covered stadiums, which we can use 365 days in a year.
Okay.
And that's what I'm saying. We may not need a 1 lakh stadium. Even if you have, even to start with the first arena, right, like you have the Indira Gandhi Stadium in Delhi, right? So we need a covered for about at least 20,000 people,
Indoor stadium.
and we need indoor stadiums. And if we can build it to start with, let's say Mumbai, Delhi, probably Bangalore, right? These are the places where a lot of people are kind of going out. You know what I mean? I think that's the crucial thing for us. We need indoor arenas.
Then just staying with Michael Jackson, which you just mentioned a few minutes ago, What were some of the backstage demands made by MJ's team when he came to Mumbai in 1996 to perform?
Well, I have to say one thing. It was a total, total foreign production. The demands were very minimalistic there because for him it was more visiting India, right? He wanted to meet Mother Teresa. His whole, idea was that. So the demands at that time was not too much because there was actually, at that time there was less infrastructure. So everything came, they set it up, did everything and left. So I would say the demands were minimalistic in that way.
How easy or challenging was it to bring him to India?
I think it was very easy. He wanted to come to India. He was on tour, and he always looked at coming to India. So from that perspective, it was very very simple for him to come, and he did a great job. He started the concert business. He's one of the biggest or greatest performers of our lifetime. You know.
So then, what are your memories of meeting Michael Jackson for the first time?
Well, memories of bringing him is one is meeting him in Los Angeles the first time. We were literally in starstruck, when he entered the room. It was that aura, and the fact that we made him speak in Hindi when we met
Really?
him. मैं Hindustan आ रहा हूँ. You know what I mean? It was, and he knows so much about India, right? He knows about all our gods. He knows about all our religions. He knows about he spoke a lot about in terms of the culture, in terms of Indian food. What he for me, he was one of the most intelligent human beings of this planet. He knew everything that you need to know about India.
Now coming back to IIFA, we know Karan Johar and Kartik Aaryan will be hosting this year's IIFA Awards, which will be held in March. But will we see also Shah Rukh Khan returning to host duties as well? He,
Well, while we have Karthik and Karan hosting, and Shah Rukh's actually performing, right? Okay. But of course, he'll probably do one or two interactions there, right? Okay. Uh, there's no better person than Shah Rukh, right? He knows what he has to do, and he brings in this whole idea of cinema and wanting to do more. So yes, you'll see more of him in IFA this year also.
now, this is of course very special as IIFA will be celebrating 25 years. You know, IIFA has been surprising audiences with over 2 decades now. As it completes 25 years, is there now a plan perhaps to honor Amir Khan for his contribution to Hindi cinema? Can Cinephile look forward to seeing Amir Khan gracing IFA stage in Jaipur?
Well, Vishal, if you really taken me back to my second IFA, which I'll come to. But when it comes to Amir Khan, I think the closest he's got to any awards is IFA, because in the year 2001, we had
Lagan.
screened we had screened Lagan in South Africa, right, where he had come for the premiere, but of course he didn't come to the awards. My appeal to Amir Khan, right, through this program, is that what I feel that people always look at the West, right? When it comes to the Oscars, when it comes to any other, international events, they'll go there, right? But when it's your own home ground, and let me tell you one thing, while we've done IFA for 25 years, but I must tell you that we've always made it the industry event. If you ask anybody today who owns IFA, they may not know, right? They probably say Amitabh Bachchan owns it, or Salman owns it, or Shah Rukh owns it, right? You know what I mean? You know, and that's what we wanted. And the fact that Amitabh supported us for 10 years to build the brand, and I have the highest respect for him because he was as much as passionate to make sure that Indian cinema shines. Like what Shah Rukh did in Abu Dhabi was the same thing. He made sure that he rehearsed. He made sure that we brought back the glory of Indian cinema, and that's what we want, and that's why we are passionate, and that's why we have put in all our sweat blood for 25 years. So when it comes to Amir Khan, right? Okay, I think he should probably reconsider, right? You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that his decision is final, but I would love to see Amir Khan in some form at the IIFA Awards. We love him too.
So then, will you be honoring Mr. Bachchan for his contribution to IFA Awards, his association with IFA Award and with Wizcraft?
Well, at this moment, we've not got to that, but we would love to honor him at any given time, because anything we do for him is less, because he's such an iconic human being. I have to say one thing to you, that you can't get better than him, whether it's time, whether it's being punctual, whether it's doing everything professionally. Even if today he's doing a charity event, he'll make sure he does it the way he does it, even if he's getting paid. He's just brilliant. He's too professional.
So then, how different would be the 25th edition of IFA Awards be from the previous
Well,
edition?
so so let me explain to you. We are launching our digital awards on the first day today, on 9th, right? So we're introducing the digital awards because we had a huge demand to bring in digital. So we are bringing in the digital awards, and that's going to be very different from the awards, from the content. And at the awards, we're also bringing in a little older content, where we actually doing a tribute. Karina's doing a tribute to Raj Kapoor. So we're bringing Karina. So the content will be different. Madhuri Dixit is performing also, and we're doing something very different with her, right? Okay. And of course, there are going to be a couple of surprises of how we're going to change the thought process, how we're going to change the content. And we're also going to work with Jaipur to bring in the tradition of what we're doing here, in terms of the culture, songs, and everything. So from that perspective, as we go forward, we're going to unveil a lot of surprises as we go ahead.
And finally, although you mentioned, but you've been taking Indian cinema and our stars to new shows every year, starting from London, Sun City to Malaysia and US and Canada, Singapore and UAE. What is the strategy behind choosing an Indian city, Jaipur, for the Silver Jubilee celebration instead of an international destination?
So, Vishal, the reason we wanted to do it in India was because we are a homegrown brand. We are an Indian IP, and since we started in London, we thought we will start our celebrations from India and then end it in London. That's why we are doing a event in London in August, right? A big event in London, and we are starting in India. So the story continues. We're bringing it back here, and also the fact. Let me be frank with you. One of the reasons also bringing it back here is because we want to keep in line with our honorable Prime Minister's vision of Indian brands going global. So we are virtually bringing this, bringing the brand back to India, where the story started. You know what I mean? So that's the whole approach. That's the vision, basically.
Well, here's wishing you again many, many congratulations for the successful 25 years of IFA and for the next 25 years as well. Thank you so much for taking time out and talking to me. All the best, Andre.
Vishal, thank you so much, and all the best to you, my friend. Hope to see you at Haifa.
Sure, sure. Thank you. Thank you.